Today in the battle arena, well, we've got two heroes that might not look it at first glance, but they are a surprisingly good matchup. It's Peter Parker, the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, going up against Arthur Curry, the King of Atlantis, the Aquaman. So, who's coming out on top here? Who wins? Let's find out. What's up, guys? I'm Daniel. This is DanCo. Thanks so much for watching the channel. Make sure you go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn notifications for more videos like this one every single week. Also, sign off in the comments for any future videos that you'd love to see. Now, let's get into the fight. And starting out, kickstarting the video, I would like to take a little bit of time to talk about Spider-Man. Actually, pause that. They're fighting here in New York City, but not near the coastline. Basically, I don't want Aquaman to get into the water with Spider-Man because that's just an easy victory for Aquaman. he obviously wins that one in the water. I'm more interested to see how they play out with both of them on land. All right, now back to Spider-Man. And just right out of the gate, I think Spider-Man is really undersold when it comes to strength, especially later on in movies like Endgame and Far From Home. Well, I take that back. Actually, he's been pretty consistently strong. People just continue to try and undersell him. Quit sleeping on Pete. In Civil War, he effortlessly caught Winter Soldier's arm, overpowered him. It was said that he caught a car at a dead stop while it was moving 40 miles per hour, and he also rocked Giant Man with a punch. In Homecoming, he was able to kick through 4-inch ballistic glass, broke through steel doors, was able to lift up a pretty massive thing that he was trapped under when a ceiling collapsed down on him. He's even just got the grip strength to hold on to jets and planes as they're flying. Probably most impressively though, something we definitely gotta mention, Spider-Man managed to hold a Staten Island ferry together as it was splitting apart and sinking, even though that was kind of his fault. And those ferries can weigh in the range of 2,500 to 3,500 tons. Now, obviously, Peter was not holding all that weight. I'm not saying that Spider-Man can lift thousands of tons. That's not what I'm saying. No, Iron Man helped out a lot too, and actually was the one who saved the ship. Peter's webs held out. But still, Pete was insanely impressive right there. And in Infinity War, he was able to stop a blow from Cole Obsidian cold. Just boom, cold. The palm of his hand. Through a car at Cole Obsidian. Even staggered Thanos with his punches. Let me repeat that for y'all in the back. He staggered Thanos with his punches. Then in Endgame, he was able to stop Cole Obsidian again, pull him back again. Just bully him all over again. And then in Far From Home, he was able to lift up a car about 100 feet in the air with one hand. Also managed to hold up a big old part of a bell tower for a good solid minute or so. Now you tell me Spider-Man isn't strong. Yeah, go ahead and try and tell me, because I don't believe you. But I mean, it's not like Aquaman is necessarily weak. He's the King of Atlantis, a man born from both the land and the sea. One of the most powerful members of the Justice League. So basically, he's really strong too. He's able to easily shatter apart metal. He's done this on repeated occasions. He's sent people absolutely flying back with attacks. Done this on repeated occasions. He's overpowered Black Manta and tossed him around. Overpowered Ocean Master too. And then in Justice League, well, Aquaman was able to help square off against Steppenwolf, knock him around, helped Wonder Woman take him on, even just ended up piercing straight through him with that trident of his. But his most impressive feat has gotta be when Arthur managed to get under that big old massive submarine and lift up that submerged sub all the way to the surface. Now granted, that was under the water. This fight's gonna take place on land. So it's not like a direct apples to apples comparison, but still what I'm trying to say here is that all these feats paint a picture. Pretty clear that Aquaman is strong. Okay, so Both of them are strong. That much is obvious. But what about durability? Well, with Aquaman, well, he managed to take a punch from Superman. Yeah, no big deal. Just took a punch from Superman, the strongest guy in the DCEU. And Aquaman took it. He fell straight through a building and totally stuck the landing. Looked absolutely glorious while doing it. He's been rammed through a large pillar by Steppenwolf and been sent flying by Steppenwolf's axe. His skin's so tough that bullets and swords is absolutely nothing to him. He's been launched back by grenade launchers and Black Manta's eye blasts, yet got back up and kept on fighting. Even though it did look like it left some nasty scars and burns behind. Aquaman has even been tossed all around by the big old gigantic Karathan, yet didn't go down. So let's flip the script then. How durable is Peter? Well, let me tell you, he is surprisingly tough. Peter's one tough kid. Just like he's surprisingly strong, he is also surprisingly durable. He's taken multiple punches from the Shocker. These punches were powerful enough to send him flying all the way through a school bus and even flip over another bus. He's been tossed around by Cole Obsidian and even taken attacks from Thanos. Yeah, that big guy. Like Aquaman took attacks from Superman, well, Spider-Man took attacks from Thanos. Seems pretty comparable to me. He's had buildings crash down all around him. He's taken massive falls from way up in the sky or survived an airplane crash. And he's even been straight up run over by a train and didn't die. In fact, he was actually able to quickly recover and pull himself up. Or at least quickly in regards to the fact that he just got run over by a train. And then finally, last but not least, we definitely need to talk about speed and agility. And this is where Spider-Man just takes a massive advantage. Aquaman's going to take the L here because, on land, what has he really done? Not much. Well, not nothing necessarily. He did dodge a grenade blast. That's like one thing. He's going up against Spider-Man here. This is pretty much Spider-Man's bread and butter, being fast and being agile. He's dodged attacks from every hero in the MCU: Falcon, Vulture, Scarlet Witch, Winter Soldier, Star-Lord. And Far From Home, he's able to dodge automatic gunfire from countless drones coming at him from all over the place, all at once. In short, Spider-Man is easily the most agile character in the whole MCU. Then this is made all the more impressive when you include his spider sense or his Peter Tingle.
Please do not start calling it my Peter Tingle.
And although Peter is still fairly new with this power, he has shown that it's really well developed. Peter was able to use it to see through illusions and take down 10, 15 drones with his eyes closed. He even dodged a point-blank bullet that he couldn't see coming. He wasn't able to trust any of his other senses in that moment either, just his spider sense. So I think I've proven here, or at least I've been trying to prove, that I don't think that strength gap and the durability gap is the biggest thing in the world between these two characters. I still think Aquaman takes it. I think he's both stronger and tougher. But the catch is that Spider-Man is so much faster and more agile. Strength gap, durability gap isn't that big. Speed agility gap, you can't even see it. It's much it's much bigger. And also just a side note, but I think it's very, very questionable to directly compare Aquaman to Wonder Woman with speed just because both of them fought against Steppenwolf. Look at the stuff that Wonder Woman is doing. Look at the stuff she's doing. Even though Diana and Arthur fought against Steppenwolf at about the same speed, I think it's a far reach to say that Aquaman can lasso lightning or block bullets like that. I don't see that happening. And so, all that said, where do we go from here? Well, Spider-Man's got his web shooters, all that fancy webbing. He's very accurate with this webbing. It's got rapid fire mode, taser webs, ricochet webs, and web grenades. But the problem is, they're not really going to help Spider Man out too much in putting Aquaman down, because he can so easily cut through them with his trident. I mean, I guess theoretically, Peter could web up the trident directly and grab that away from him, but then where do you go from there? How is Spider Man going to realistically put Aquaman down? The guy is super tough, tougher than Spider Man. And seeing as how evil Superman didn't put him down, I find it hard to believe that Peter can put him down. I know I said that strength gap and that durability gap isn't that big compared to that speed and agility gap, and I stand by that. I still believe that. That being said, I also think that durability gap can be big enough to where it factors into this fight, to where Spider Man can have a hard time putting Aquaman down, just like Aquaman can have a hard time grabbing and landing punches on Spider Man. And because Spider Man doesn't have that same level of durability, because getting hit by the trident is going to do more damage than getting hit by web shooters, Peter's going to put on a perfect fight. Dip and dodge and dance around basically all of Aquaman's attacks. And while Spider Man is good, he's really good, and he'll dodge a lot of Aquaman's attacks, I don't think he's necessarily perfect. You can hit him, you can grab him, you can beat him. It might take a little while, but you can do it. And that's why I think in the long run here, Aquaman is the one gonna come out on top. I think he can play the long game here, rely on his durability, and when he eventually starts landing those hits on Spider-Man, turn the tide in his favor. It would be an awesome fight, probably a fight that goes on for a little while, but at the end, I see Aquaman as the one standing. I think Aquaman's coming out on top here. I think Aquaman wins. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts. Sign off in the comments down below. Who do you think wins this fight? Spider-Man, Peter Parker, or Arthur Curry? Aquaman. Also be sure, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on notifications for more videos like this one every single week. And I will see y'all next time.